Hi everyone, I hope you guys are doing well because I think I am doing very well. And yesterday I kind of was a bit overwhelmed because I did not see this coming. When I say this coming, I mean I did not actually apprehend that people will receive and and kind of talk about the initial video that I did yesterday on my channel message. But the way I kind of saw this when the morning today when I woke up, and I felt even before I actually switched on my phone to see the messages or to look into my Facebook profile or to see the personal WhatsApp messages that my friends, my colleagues, my relatives, they have all been so full of love for this venture of mine that it kind of took me by surprise. I didn't expect this to happen so soon. I had a few subscribers yesterday and I felt really good about it. I received a lot of love in abundance from those who I have loved in return, of course. And, all this put together has given me so much of motivation that I felt that, I should be doing something more and I should be talking to people more often than actually I have done before. So I would like to start this video off by saying a big thank you. Thank you to all those who have come forward with their abundance, with their love, with their thoughts about what I wanted to do, and of course with questionnaires that followed with the abundance I received. Now, the first thing that I would like to say here, and this of course is directed to my very nice and close person or persons who have asked me why didn't I show my face in the first video. Now, I knew this was coming. I had kind of thought about this, but yesterday when I did my first video, I was not prepared as to how this entire thing would act out. And I was a little bit scared, to be honest, to show my face. I was not prepared. I didn't know how people would receive that. I didn't know how I would receive that in the first place, whether I would like it, whether I won't like it. And if I don't like it, of course, my people won't like it, my community won't like it. So anyways, and that's the reason I decided to come out with my face today. And I've decided to bring this up front, close and personal. I wish we could have interacted, but of course that kind of technology has not yet evolved. But maybe in the future, when we will go on a live session, when people can join me and we can all talk together. Now, my first point over here is I want to thank each and every one of you, all those who have seen the video, who have appreciated my effort, who have given me a thumbs up for the initial process of starting this kind of thought process, And as someone rightly said, it's the act of giving. That's AOG in capitals, which we all know, which is an act of giving, because initially you have to be a giver, not a taker. A giver to give what you think is, you can give. You can give your love, you can give your wealth, you can give your dedication, your loyalty, your ethics, your morality. You can give all those because those are gifts that you have come with, in this world. And the Almighty or the universe, I would like to say here, not talking about God, is the reason they give you this, is because that somebody is special. somebody has that aura, somebody has that blessing to carry forward the entire, these abundances, these bouquets of flowers, which is I call the blessings. And therefore, I think, what he rightly said was very true. It's an act of giving that I'm doing right now. My channel over here is completely dedicated to the work in the community in the way that I thought was more suitable and more apt for a lot of people, not only for the present generation, but for the forthcoming generations, for people who would like to see these videos, these messages, these words are absolutely timeless. They don't have a time frame. I don't believe in a time frame, because we all come without a time frame. There is a time frame that is a different kind of a concept, which I'll get into later, but these words are absolutely timeless. So therefore, whenever you watch this video, in whatever position you are in, you would like to hear these messages, please feel free to just click on the button, like, comment, share, and subscribe whenever you can. Okay? Now, this was my first point. I wanted to start off by a huge thank you to all those who have come forward, who will come forward, who will get into the understanding of what I am doing out here. Now, before actually clicking on the start button of this video today, I tapped into my energy. I wanted to see what I am today. I feel good. I actually feel very good from within. I don't know why, but I really feel good. I feel that I am motivated. I am in that kind of, element where everything is very well synchronized with me. My mental frame of mind, my emotional frame of mind, my health, my abundance, my blessings. I really feel good about it. So I decided to tap into the energy today, and I did tap into the energy. And guess what I got? King of Earth. And there were two cards which simultaneously wanted to come out. So in the beginning, when I actually tapped into my energy, I took out the first card and I said to myself, why not the second card as well? Because it wanted to come out. So here I go. And the second card is this one, Ace of Earth. Now, if you look into both these cards here, I'm going to show it to you right now. They're both the earth signs. One is the King of Earth and one is the Ace of Earth. And both are extremely, extremely good cards to have today. Okay? Which means my energy level matches with what I'm, kind of going through right now. So here I am. I decided to open my guidebook and to read what I think I should know. So the King of Earth is enterprising, philanthropy, ability to attract abundant wealth, magnanimous, conscious, manifesting, and a reliable leader. What more do you want? That's what I feel right now. Now it says here, and that is within quotations, and I will read it out to you. I have trust and faith in the invisible and know it will manifest in the realm of form the way I need it to. Opportunity can be found anywhere and everywhere. Because I am competent and committed, I am ready for abundance to manifest now in the world of conditions in a form that is aligned with my highest good. I manifest all that I desire, consciously aware of the need to stay focused and grounded in the everyday work required. And that's me today, King of Earth. Okay? Now I'm going to read out the second portion, which is the Ace of Earth here, which says prosperity in its purest form, concrete results in the physical world, abundance made manifest. So both are nearly close to one another. And it says here in the Ace of Earth, I recognize the many forms of abundance and plenty, and I align myself with success. I can generate gold from the resources I have at my fingertips. I make an impact. The essence of prosperity is taking form in the material world. What more can one ask for? So, here are the two earth signs, and surprisingly, I'm also an earth sign. I'm an earth sign and a water sign. So in the zodiac signs, I have got both these elements, the earth and the water. I have the fire probably somewhere hidden, but right now I definitely do have the fire at the bottom of my stomach because I'm so eager, I'm so enthusiastic, I'm so desperate to bring across the messages that I have inside me. Okay, now these are the energies. Now today morning, even before I did my energy tap, to be honest, I had walked out. It was raining. It was raining today. For some reason, I'm in Canada, in Toronto, and it's been raining from yesterday night. So today morning, it was also raining. But I still walked out in the rain to see my flowers, to see how they are doing, my little garden that I have created, for myself, not for anybody else. So I wanted to see how my garden was blooming, how my flowers were doing, and the petunias were right in front of me, and all I did was just touch them. And I just touched them. I did nothing. And it was, like I said, the 5D yesterday. It was heaven, So you feel the heaven, you feel the touches of heaven on this earth, to be honest with you. And it is only how you look into it, how you see it, how you understand, the feelings, the omens, the signs that we don't usually want to see, or we kind of neglect, or we ignore, and we walk away and we say, oh, that's a flower, that's a tree, that's the soil. I have planted the garden, I have done it, the flowers are blooming, so what? Big deal, it has to bloom. No, it doesn't have to bloom. Everything blooms in the 3D is when you actually make it bloom, you actually make it work, you actually take care of it, you actually nurture it, you actually become the earth, you become one with the earth. You are no longer an outsider to this earth. So you are the earth yourself. You are the manifester. You are the creator. God has, the universe has given you the power, the energy, the understanding, the intellect, to understand, to manifest, to create, to gather, So these things are all there with us, and we are not still making use of them. So when I just touched the flowers today, I wish I could have shown you that, I touched them and I felt so good about it. And I was like, wow, the petals were blooming, they were soft, it was fluffy. With the rain, there were a few drops on the petals, and I just kind of moved my hand over the petals. I let the water go a little bit on my hand. It felt a little bit moist, but it was excellent. It was just the feeling that one would want in the morning. All right. So this was the kind of energy I started my day with, and surprisingly, it's now at around 12:30 here in the afternoon, and I feel still good about it. And I said to myself, why not? Everybody should be doing that. If you don't have a garden, it doesn't matter. You might just have a potted plant at home, and you see the potted plant bloom, you see the flowers bloom, you see them grow, you see nurture, you see the love, you see everything in that little garden of yours, or in that little plant of yours, So yes, now over here, before I go forward a little bit more, I would also like to pay my tribute to many in this lifetime who have come forward to be a part of my soul, to be a part of my journey, to love me, to essentially love me for who I am, not for what I have, not for what I can get on the table right now, not for what I can bring to them, more so for who I am. And that is what it is called the unconditional love. Okay, so my tribute, without mentioning names, and I'm pretty sure people will hear this, and some who will hear it will know whom I'm talking about, will know that they have actually brought me the abundance, and I'm grateful to them and for their support, for believing in me, for understanding me, for trusting me in the way that I am. So that was my tribute to so many people, especially to those who have been close to me in this journey, people who have liked me, people who have trusted me, people who have understood me, and I have also volunteered to give them in return the same abundance they have given me. Okay, so thank you once again. Now, here is my last point that I would like to make before I close this video today, or wind up today. I had questions about the tarot yesterday, okay? My little box of tarot, okay, which I love, which I simply love and I simply adore. But there were many who have questioned me because nobody knew that I was into the tarot world, okay? Now, before getting into the tarot world, I have done a few research. I have understood what the tarot is all about before I actually became a part of this tarot world, okay? Now, the tarot world is a very different world. It is not astrology. It is not predictions for me. For some it may be, but for me it is not, okay? It is not that I can foretell the future for somebody or myself, And to be very honest with you, I'm not one of those witches who come in the flowing robes, sit in a dark room with a candle in front of me and trying to, tell the future of those who have come to me or those I have seen or blah, 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 and so on and so forth. I'm not that. I'm not the woman in the flowing robe, sorry. And therefore you can see me here, okay? I'm a very ordinary person like you. I'm a very common person like you. I have, all the abundance, yes. But maybe that makes me a little bit more special, maybe in my own way. But of course, who knows? You have probably more abundance than me, right? It's only how we tap into the abundance makes you who you are, okay? Now, the tarot, this for me, to be very honest with you, is not everybody's cup of tea, okay? It is very angelic. It's all about spirits and angels. It's all about your guide, if you believe, okay? You may go to a temple every day. You may go to the church every day. You may attend the mass. You may attend the puja ceremony, whatever you want to attend. But that's not who I am. I don't go into the church every day. I don't go into the temple every day. But I do believe in the universe, and I do believe in my guides and my spirit and my angels today. I didn't believe them yesterday, but yes, I do believe them today, okay? So therefore, universe I have always believed in, but this is a very new beginning and a belief in my heart today, okay? So therefore, tarot is, for me, is completely spiritual. My good old tarot. It's completely spiritual, okay? I'm not going to use them. I'm not going to use them for different purposes if people want me to. I'm not going to abuse them in foretelling or playing with somebody's karma. That's not me, okay? Because everybody has their own karma in place, and I'll come to those topics later on. Right now, I'm not going to play with, and not now, anytime from today onwards, I'm never going to play with anybody's karma or tell them, oh, you know what, 6 months later, you will face a situation, or 4 months later, your earth will shatter and you will shatter and your walls will collapse. No, I'm not going to do that. It's not me, okay? This is my angel. This is my soul. This is my spirit. They guide me. I understand them and they understand me. And that's why today in the morning, when I felt so good, and then I tapped into my energy and I see, wow, King of Earth and Ace of Earth. What more do you want in life? Okay, so therefore this is one thing I wanted to make clear, that I'm playing the tarot game, or tarot is in my life today, not because of any other reason, but completely, totally spiritual. Okay, now here I have done a little bit of research before I got into the entire tarot work. Okay, so basically tarot had started close to somewhere in the 16th century, around that time. Okay, but those days tarots were invented as just a pack of playing cards, like how you have cards today, you play bridge, whatever you play. It was exactly in the same way that tarot had come into effect. Okay, so tarot was initialized as a as a pack of playing cards, and then those days, when in the 16th century, where they had invented the tarot, these cards were not so big. They were smaller cards. Here, I wish I could have shown you those pictures I have got here. But anyways, so they were smaller, much smaller, and all these illustrations you see here, they were all hand drawn. Okay, somebody used to sit and draw on them with pencils or whatever they had, right? So those days we had the tarot in that way. Then after that, we had the printing press that came into the world. Okay, so once the printing press came into the world, then the tarots became, or the pack of playing cards became this big. And then slowly over the years, as time went by, these cards got more illustrations, and people, the new tarot readers who came into the power game of knowing what tarot is, they invented a lot of decks. So this is not just one deck that people have. Okay, this is just one deck of many decks right now in the market. So later on, I'm going to score more decks, but right now, this is my starting point. So I have this deck. Okay, so like this, there are many other decks in the market which people use for more specific, if they want to know more, if they want to understand how the energy works, for more from the angelic point of view, from the heavens point of view, from the 5D point of view. Okay, so therefore this is where I wanted to make it very evidently clear to those who are hearing me out today, that I'm not doing this to abuse or support or change anybody's karma. I'm doing this from a completely spiritual point of view for myself. Okay, I want to know myself better. And today is a time when I want to understand who I am, what I am here for, what is my mission in life, what is my purpose in life, what is that I really want to do. So this is where the tarot works for me alone. So therefore, it's a complete understanding of the spiritual world for me. You can use the tarot in many different ways, and people have been doing that in many different ways. People have been working on tarot in many different ways, but for me, specifically, the tarot works only on a spiritual level. In the layman's language, spiritualism, I'll come into those topics later. In my language right now, just for people who are listening to me, spiritualism is also about energy healing. Okay, and energy healing that's when I was coming to the AOG factor, or the act of giving factor, is energy healing. My good energy is being transferred. If I'm talking to you right now, it's being transferred to many out there in the community. My good healing energy that I have acquired over many years of my journey, that I'm being able to show and talk to people, transfer to them, make them feel that they are also a part of the universe in the same way that I am, and therefore, they also have a part of my energy healing to talk about, okay, or to kind of feel about. So therefore, my angel guide, my spirits, my everybody else who's supporting me in this venture, they know me that this is my spiritual energy healer. And this is where I am today. I'm going to use them as my own energy healing process to transfer that into people who are in need of this, or who would probably benefit, if a little bit more, from where they are today into what they will be tomorrow, into what they will be the day after tomorrow. Okay, so this is where I want to make it very evidently clear to all those people out there, to my friends, to my colleagues, to my co-workers, to my relatives, to everybody out there, to the strangers, as I said yesterday, people I've not seen, I've not met, but they are watching me on this channel. This is no witchcraft. This is no voodoo. This is not black magic. This is no witchcraft. And I'm not a witch here. You can see me, okay? So it is just spiritualism. Everything needs a guidance. In whatever you do, like when you are actually working towards an exam, you want to study for an exam, you need the guidance of your teachers, you need the guidance of your parents, you need the guidance of the books, of the masters, of the people who have written for so many years. So you need the guidance. So you refer to the books, you go to the library. It's only because you need that guidance. So in everything, for example, if you're sick, you need a guidance. You go to the doctor, you go to the hospital, you go to the nurse, you go to the, to the places that people can heal you. So everything in the process needs a guidance. So for me, because I've got into this work, that's my mission, that's where I'm supposed to be, and I will be, I needed a guidance. And this tarot comes to me as a guidance. Because this is my point of inspiration. This is my point of understanding. This is my point of knowledge. This is my point of abundance. And therefore, with this subject, with this message, I end my video today. I'll see you again, and it'll be very, very soon. Maybe tomorrow again, I'll upload another one before I take a break again and probably get into the upload of the other one too. Okay? So have an excellent, excellent day, guys. And wish you all the best, and please like, comment, subscribe, whatever you want to think about doing. Do feel free to send me an email, a WhatsApp message if you have the time, and let me know how you guys are enjoying this. See you soon. Goodbye and thank you.